Good evening, guys. Thanks for tuning in. While you're here, please hit that like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you to help me get to 1K subscribers. Just trying to work my way up in the food chain and get my subscribers up and get my viewership up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. So, today's episode is 38 in School. Vlog number 3. Trace. Uno, dos, trace. 3. Today, I had 2 classes today. I had tech communications and I had web development. There's like 3 classes in one, but I'm just gonna count it as one class. That's how they count it. 6 credit hours is the web development class, and I think tech communications is 3 credit hours, if I'm not mistaken. So, good. Both of these classes are pretty good. The teachers are not really cool. Tech communications teacher, really laid back guy. Really like the guy. I'm gonna put some B-roll in here that I took from my glasses that I put on my Facebook story. So I'm gonna try to slide those in here while I'm talking about it. But he's really cool, man. Not super heavy work, just enough to get through the class. The book is informative. I like them. Next class I want to talk about is web dev. Now, this the heart of why I'm majoring in, and we're on JavaScript. And like I said on the podcast, I tell my wife, I used to run from programming, but now here I am back on that path, taking programming again. So here we go. But it's not bad. The teacher's good. Bruce Bauer, tomato, however you pronounce it. I'm not super sure. I don't want to butcher his name though. Good teacher. Thomas, we're doing CSS grid, CSS Flexbox, love that too. And workplace communications, soft skills, however they call it, those are nice too. Talking about group communication. Ann Reeves, good teacher, she's a good teacher. My next topic is today I noticed this morning going to work before I went to class, I was a little sore this morning. I don't know if you know, young world, but when you start getting a little older, that soreness kick in. And even though it may not be big compared to like Duke or some of these other colleges, it's still a lot of walking. To walk, you have to walk everywhere because there's no driving around campus to go place. You got to walk everywhere. So, you want to lose that pandemic weight. You go to school, you're gonna walk everywhere. You're gonna lose that weight. My calf muscles are still a little sore, a little bit tight from walking everywhere. Because when I park in the morning, I have to walk from the car to my office. And that's a nice little walk. How many steps I think that would be? It's a nice little walk. It'll probably be like walking half a block. Maybe, or a block, somewhere in there. It's a nice little walk. And then you have to walk to class, which is all the way across campus for web development from where my office is. So it's a nice little walk. Then you have to walk back. Then if you want to go get something to eat, you got to walk to the car. Not even including if you want to just go for a walk, just not to sit in the office all day. So it's a lot of walking, guys. So a little bit sore tonight. I'll definitely be going to bed early tonight. So the next topic I want to talk about is being able to endure the journey of leveling up. The journey is not always fun. It's not always pleasing. It's not always peaches and cream or icing on the cake. But if you go through it, I promise you will level up. You will appreciate the experience, and you will understand that it's the journey where the growth is. It's not the finish line. The finish line is just icing on the cake, but in order to build the cake, the journey is building the cake. So endure the journey, stay on the path, and don't waver. And if you're not on a journey, find you a journey to get on. Find a journey that you can level up on. And don't get stuck after this pandemic let up. Other people are leveling up and you're kind of stuck in the same place. I'm trying to motivate people, please be ready for when the pandemic ease up, you can level up. Don't get stuck on the same level. when you have the opportunity to level up. That's all I'm saying. All right, next topic. Why is education important? Education is important because there's some things that everybody around you don't know. You know, they maybe sound hard to believe, but there are some things that you have to learn. Or if you don't want to learn it through education, life has a way of teaching you things through hard knocks, trials and tribulations and pains that if you could have got exposed to that education a little bit earlier, it would have armed you for success a little bit earlier. What do I mean by that? Like workplace communications, workplace ethics, workplace speech and dialogue and stuff like that. I didn't take that kind of stuff in high school. I didn't go to school for that. And I was one of those people that every now and then I put my foot in my mouth, say something crazy. And I had to work on that. I had to really go through some things to understand that you have to be better. You have to constantly work at your workplace communication in the world. You know, how I talk to my brothers, how I talk to my wife, how I talk to my friends is totally different than how I communicate at work. And it should be that way. Everybody didn't grow up in the same culture you grew up in. Everybody don't understand your inside jokes. And you just don't want to be in a crazy situation because it happens. And another thing is, I talked about it on Facebook this morning. I posted this. Don't let anybody hold your mistakes over your head. Don't let anybody hold your trials over your head. Your trials are made just for you. I bet you if you line two people up, they'll have two different trials, two different sets of mistakes because nobody's the same. So there shouldn't be any reason somebody should be looking at you, nitpicking with you, and not looking at themselves first. Because we all make mistakes. We're not perfect, but we are being perfected through the Bible, through the Word. So remember that. You're not perfect, but you're being perfected. Just let God work. Is that simple? Now, next topic. Education in professional fields can give you exposure to people and experiences. For me, my experience, when I went to school for computer information systems networking, I was working regular jobs before that. I was always good networking with people. As I got older, I got a little bit better at it. But being able to network with people that's on the path that you're going, that you're aspiring to get to. What do I mean by that? Let's say I didn't know that jobs existed when I was younger, that you could make a six-figure salary. I didn't even cross my mind, never even crossed my mind. But as I started moving up, working in IT and with computers and stuff, I started seeing people that were making that kind of money, and I said, "Oh, okay, this is a possibility now. Now that I know it's a possibility, now I can work towards the possibility and increase my chances of getting there, because nothing is guaranteed, but you can increase your chances and your probability of getting there. And number two, don't discount yourself and count yourself out. Even though we may not be exposed to doctors and lawyers and politicians and stuff, you can do it. You just have to do the research, understand what you're getting into. Look at both sides of the fence. That's why you educate yourself, so you can see both sides of the fence, the positive and the negative. Everything has a positive and a negative. If you just look at all the positive, you'll be selling yourself a dream. And I don't think you'd want to do that, because when the negative hits you, you'll be overwhelmed because you never thought about it. You thought everything was just going to be smooth sail. Not true. Another thing I want to talk about is the professional fields that you really don't see growing up in the inner city, because a lot of them, people that grow up in these, that go into these fields, you don't really see them in the hood or in the inner city anymore. Let's talk about finance, right? Accounting. I didn't get exposed to people that work in accounting until I started working in IT. I had to work on people's computers and kind of interact with people that's accountants and stuff. And I got to tell you, man, they're pretty cool people. They're real analytical. They're real good with numbers, Excel spreadsheets, and crunching numbers and budgets and stuff. Some of them tell pretty good jokes too. They're pretty funny. So it just depends on the personality. Some of them are quiet to themselves, real analytical, and some of them are pretty laid back. But finance. How many of us really know about finance? How many of us really know how to manage money? I know I didn't. I'm still learning to this day. I didn't know how to manage money. I remember when I was roommates with my brother Leroy, may he rest in peace, my brother Fam, and my cousin BJ. He stayed with us for a little while. Man, we spent so much money on food and stuff. We didn't cook that much. Now I think about it now in hindsight, I even tell young people, if you cook more and learn how to grocery shop, you will save so much money if you cook more and learn how to grocery shop. I mean, you can buy groceries that last you for 2 weeks, and you can meal prep now, and that's a big thing on YouTube now. You can meal prep and have all your meals in bowls already. All you gotta do is throw them in the microwave, warm them up. And you probably save an extra $100 doing that, so. Finance is something real, y'all. That's a real deal topic, and I think I would tell the youth to really think about going to school in that field of finance. Even if you don't major in it, take some finance classes, learn how to manage your money, learn how to sustain and maintain money, because you can't get to millions until you get to thousands. You got to get to hundreds, thousands, millions, unless you just get this astronomical job where you're earning that much and you get to the millions quicker. But most of the time it's a step up. Hundreds, thousands, millions. And then when you get to those thousands and millions, you got to manage that. You get $1 million in your hand at one time. Is it $1 million? No. It's called taxes. They're probably going to take 300,000. So now that million went to 700,000. But if you don't learn about finance and tax codes and how to invest, you're gonna lose 300,000 straight to the government. They say, I'll take that, no problem. My next one is learn about real estate. Did you know that you can buy real estate in just land or raw land with no house and nothing on it, without having to go through a real estate agent, a real estate broker, or a middleman? If you want to know about this, if you live in Little Rock, Pulaski County, or the state of Arkansas, hit me up in the comments, let me know. I will go through that with this ATM Mini. I'll plug my computer up to it and show you the website to go to. And I can show you I can get you to the point where you can look them up and you can make the decision on whether you want to buy it or not. But all I can do is I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink. That's my theory. I can lead you to water, but I can't make you drink. So if you want to learn about that, let me know. I learned this when I was young. It was an older guy. He gave me this paper, and I said, "Hey man, what is this?" He said, "Oh man, this is people owe taxes on their land, and if you pay the taxes, if you go up there and talk to them, you can own this." I was like, "How do you do that?" And he didn't want to tell me, so I just learned on my own. I mean, here's the thing about life: when you get out of high school, adults don't treat you as high school kids anymore. They treat you as adults. Nobody owes you anything. That don't mean just because you just graduated high school that people are not going to try to take advantage of you. So you have to have your guard up. And you have to learn how to figure things out on your own sometimes, because everybody's not going to give you the answer. So that's what I would tell you. Learn how to figure stuff out and go through the research process and figure it out. But hit me up in the comments and let me know if you want to see that, and I can show you a couple things. I can lead you to the water, but I can't make you drink it, but I'll definitely lead you there. So I'm going to sign out, and thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button, This is vlog number 3. Thanks for checking it out, and I'm signing out.